Hi there. Welcome to Discussions with the Fascia Masters. My name is Deanna Hansen. I'm the founder of Fluid Isometrics and Block Therapy, and I am being joined by my very special friend, Mr. Chris Garrick. And we're going to be talking today about spring water. I started drinking Chris's water, Jackson Springs, years ago. And it was after I really learned about the significance of spring water being alive and what it can do to the body. So, Chris, I'm going to pass it over to you right now. If you can share your story, how this whole business came about for you, and all the wonderful things that you're experiencing along with this.
Sure. I'd love to tell the story. And you're a very special friend as well. I'd just like
Thank
to
you.
say that. Anyways, so my story is this. I've always been involved in some type of sales or marketing. I've always been drawn to products that were unique and special. Although premium products sell for a little bit more, I always felt that if a consumer was educated, and I love the line, an educated consumer is their best customer. I knew that if they were educated on our water like I was, it was a game changer. But over 19 years ago, I was expecting my first son. My child turned out to be my son. Coincidentally, his name is Jackson. And I wanted to get into better shape. And because, again, I was going to be a dad for the first time in the early 40s. And so anyways, I went to one of the top personal trainers in this province, and he educated me on food, educated me on exercise, but also educated me on water. And that I just couldn't drink any old water. I had to drink natural water. And that's where one of our catchphrases came along is that, hey, water's water, because that's what I initially said. And once I was educated on the difference, it was a game changer. Today, we go 19 years later. I've told the story one story at a time, educated my customer base. And not only am I a promoter of Jackson Springs and its benefits, but so are our customers. What a lot of people don't understand is that the majority of waters that are sold out there today are nothing more than tap water. You see waters like Smart Water, Pure Life, and it would give people the impression with those catchy names, hey, it's healthy water. Truth is, a majority of waters that are commercially sold in stores are nothing more than tap water that's been processed. So it's a tap water that you get out of your tap. They've put it through more sophisticated, filtration than somebody using something like a Brita or something like that. But what they've done is that they've taken water that had chemicals or undesirables in them, stripped those out of the water, but also what they've done at the same time where they've removed the bad, they've removed the good. And furthermore, they've adjusted the pH of the water to being very acidic. pH, if we remember from school, goes from 0 to 14, 7 is neutral. Processed water is typically about 5.5 to 6 on the pH scale. And people wonder why they get heartburn. That's why. And so I was educated not only on I fell in love with this particular water, and I was buying the small bottles like everybody else. And it was a different name at the time. But I didn't want to buy the small bottles. I wanted to buy natural spring water as was recommended by my trainer at the time, not only because it didn't have chemicals or additives in it, but it contained the minerals. And I'm not going to tell you that we get all of our minerals from water, but it certainly complements an excellent diet. And also, it's a lot better than having an excellent diet and drinking a stripped, demineralized water. In fact, on our website, at jacksonspringswater.com, there is a very interesting article from the World Health Organization. It was put together by about 20 some odd experts around the world. They all said the same thing. The healthiest people in the world are ones that drink water with minerals, and more so water with a moderate mineral profile. What that means is that stripped water, like distilled water, has zero minerals, is very acidic. Be better if it was good in a do or die situation. But for long-term health, longevity, also has you drink more when it tastes good. You need to drink water with the minerals: calcium, magnesium, silica, the beauty mineral, good for your joints and for your skin. They call it the beauty mineral, actually. But anyways, what has happened is that since the beginning, when we first started to tell the story, the difference between processed water, natural water, and our business has exploded. And why has it exploded is because people are getting woken up. People are reading credible research. And even there's a documentary by the number one water sommelier in the world based out of LA. His name's Martin Rees, and he did it with Zac Efron, and it's called Down to Earth Episode 2. And the amount of people that created curiosity, and they allowed them to do their research, and they come right in the door. This is what I've researched. This is what I wanted. Not one person has ever been able to show me otherwise, that our water isn't healthy. And it's the same thing with anything. Like, I mean, do you want to have processed food? Do you want to have processed vegetables? You know what I mean? The more natural that we can get, you can taste the difference and you can feel the difference if you pay attention and you look for it. And what's really incredible, I find the biggest rush that I get from my business is what people say about my product. And I hear it all day long. In fact, we just did a charity golf tournament, and Never Alone Foundation, great foundation. And we were wearing our Jackson Springs golf shirts because we're proud of what we do. And everybody was coming up and saying, wow, I just love your water. And to me, that's the rush. You know what I mean? Just like you with your business, if you can make a difference in somebody's life. Some people are slow to believe, but when they are all in, it's a game changer. And so our business originally started off with the 3 and 5 gallon home and office business. We've done extremely well at that. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to expand worldwide, and water is very expensive to ship. So we created the designer bottles that you can see in my background. We even do private labeling. We're just I'm not going to release the name yet, but we're on the edge of doing the largest deal in North America ever for a private label promotional item that is a mind blower. And that's what gives me the rush. It's a combination of not only who we are as a company, and all the people here are exactly the same way. The product that we have, the benefits that it has, and the exciting things that we've evolved into that take us far and beyond. And furthermore, I'd like to say to those that think, oh, geez, they're just draining the resource. The one thing I'll tell you about water is that in Winnipeg, for an example, our water comes from Shoal Lake. It travels over 100 miles in a concrete pipe that's been there for over 100 years. It goes into 3 different holding stations. It's spanked with every chemical known to man. Then what happens is all of these other companies, they process the water to make it drinkable, to remove the chemicals, which our water never had. But in that process, what you have to remember from an environmentally standpoint, I tanker in 36,000 liters a day, 5 days a week, soon going to 6. Okay. With processed waters, what happens is, for example, distilled, it takes 10 jugs to make 1. RO, or reverse osmosis water, takes about 4 or 5 to make 1. I use 100% of what I capture, and hydrological studies show that, 1, my level has not dipped. I do it in a very responsible way. I use 100% of what I acquire, and everything that we do here is tested, and triple tested in regards to every load we lab test. It's lab tested by us. It is third-party tested by ALS Labs, which is a provincial lab that the health department uses as well. And all the people that work here, they're all in. And so you're just not getting water from some corporate entity that goes, oh, well, we'll just put water in a bottle and we'll sell it and we'll give it a crafty name. Our water is our passion. Our brand is our trademark.
Wow, that was amazing. And, as you say, like you love it when people share the excitement and, it's that word of mouth thing. I mean, for me, when I first really began to understand the power of spring water, and then also being able to get it, first of all, for us who live in Winnipeg, how fortunate are we? Because I think you've actually won some awards for best tasting water. And I can absolutely attest to the fact that of all the waters I've ever tried in my lifetime, this water is absolutely the best tasting. It almost has like a velvety, it's like magical. So like when you are awake to this, and for me to understand, what is our body like, 90% water or something like it is some crazy high percentage. We're actually made up of water, of course. And to know that you're getting something that has a vibration of the earth, like I'm all about whatever God gives us, it's going to be healthy. And, when we start taking it and manipulating it, that's when things become, less positive for the body. So for it to be so close for, those of us that live in the city or in Manitoba, and then to be able though to also ship it to people all over the world, because it is fantastic. And there's no question that you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your body. There's been very, very few times since I started drinking this water when I had no other choice to have to drink something different. And it's almost like a waste of time. It's like it's dead. Like you can feel the difference between the life in the spring. And I'm thinking any spring water that the planet produces is amazing. But again, to have something local to where you are is phenomenal. But you can certainly tell the difference. And so now, fortunately, because when I do travel, I like road trips. Now I take the cases like of those beautiful bottles that you have, instead of saying, okay, well, I'm going to be gone for 3 days, I'll just, forgo my spring water. I don't do that anymore. I now take the jugs or the bottles with me. So I never have to be without, because once your body knows what it wants, it's going to crave it. And it is truly a high vibrational, beautiful fluid to put into your system. And I drink a lot of it every single day.
Thank you. Well, that's why you're so beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, that and block therapy, of course, right?
Hey, whatever works. Combination of everything.
Well, and you're a block therapy proponent, aren't you?
I'm very much. Deanna and I met 5-6 years ago, and it's been a game changer. And we spoke about this the other day. The thing that I've really learned, and you've heard me say it because I say it with everything now: breathe and believe. And at times, because I've got bad hips, what has happened is that the breathing technique alone has got me out of it. And different little things, like you and I have gone on walks, and like the way that I was walking, I changed that. And at times because I love to do landscaping and yard work, I'm just passionate about it. It's kind of my thing, but I'll get up and I go, oh my God, am I sore? But I'll stand there and I'll stretch out, I'll walk properly, I'll do different movements, using the block. And it's different, but it works. And that's all that matters to me. I, like a lot of people, I don't like to take a lot of pills and medication. Sometimes it's the only option maybe for some, but not for me if I can avoid it. And and I've had it too, where you've given me a treatment, and if somebody said, there's something different about you today, or your posture seems different, and you're not even looking for a compliment, but it's funny how people notice. And so I think that from what we put into our bodies, from what you do and other things that we can do to make life better, we all have our aches and pains. I think the only person that doesn't have an ache and pain is my 87-year-old mother. She's never had an ache in her life. And I'm going, how is that possible? But, certainly with block therapy, it's been a game changer in regards to everything that you've taught me. And I've also gained a pretty special friend.
Yeah. I think we can both say that that's the truth here.
Yeah.
And what I love too is the fact that, you can live for weeks without food, days without water, minutes without oxygen. So when you combine that oxygen water balance, bringing the best of both into your body, I mean, this is really where the magic happens, because I mean, we start to thrive. And of course, like everything, like it's not just like a turn of the dime, right? Like you have to put the process in, and you have to be disciplined in whatever you're doing. But I mean, no matter what, we're drinking something, right? So to be able to be drinking something consistently daily that is going to actually shift the energy inside your body, shift the pH inside your body, that just creates a haven for healing. So,
Yeah.
and as you said, I mean, you can be eating an amazing organic diet, and then you go and you drink tap water, and you've taken all that incredible opportunity for nutrition and for thriving, and you just lower it, because we are so much water. And if you keep pummeling your system with I mean, you might as well throw out, or you might as well just drink a Coke.
Yeah, no, for sure. You know, on that one note that you brought up, a thought came to my mind is that sometimes people could drink 10 beer, but they couldn't drink 10 water. And I think that people who are older never really drank a lot of water, or never paid enough attention to it. But I will tell you, if you do your own research, because that's what you're going to believe the most in regards to the benefits of drinking water, what will happen with our water is that if you even start off slow, like get up in the morning and have one glass, and then throughout the day have another half a glass, another day have throughout the day have another one, just break it down to small amounts, you will notice a difference. I mean, you know, sometimes people have said to me almost like silly objections like, well, geez, I don't want to drink a lot of water because then I'll have to go to the bathroom. Well, that's the point. Yeah, the point is if you drink enough water, you're properly hydrated, everything functions better within the body, your elimination becomes better, your skin changes. And the point is we spoke a lot about, you know, the taste of the water. Yes, we've won all kinds of awards. But the point is, if you like the taste, it does taste good to you. You work at it, you will notice a difference. And those minerals that you're taking in from the water, I mean, will complement the minerals that you're taking in with your healthy diet as well. And the pH, as you talked about as well. Again, the game changer is for people who have sensitive stomachs, which there's a lot of, and a lot of people have heartburn. There's a lot of. I can't make health claims. I don't like to make health claims, but the experience that people have experienced by drinking a water with minerals and alkaline has been significant. I can tell you a funny story. There is a guy that I played hockey with for years, Marty, and he says, I got to tell you this funny story. I said, what's that? He says, well, at this time, his kids were like 2 or 4 or something like that. He had 2 girls, and they're in the daycare. And he got a call from the daycare. Your kids are very upset. They want to come home. So, well, let me speak to my kids, he says. So he gets the kids on the phone, and the kids are talking away and saying, Dad, we want to come home. They're crying on the phone. Well, what's wrong? And he says, well, they don't have Jackson Springs here. And, you know, those are the cute stories that I hold on to. And I've never forgot it. That was probably from about 17 years ago, but it seems like it was yesterday. But those stories to me, just like the stories that you hear in your business, where nobody could help somebody in your case, or in my case, you know, the game changer in regards to the taste or the health or whatever, that's the reward. That's the rush. And that's what I really take great pride in. And so I love my business, and just like you love your business. And I think that you've heard this adage before, if people really love what they do, I mean, it's not even work. It's fun. I feel like an official greeter at Walmart when I'm here, because I like to go out and talk to people. And you know what? Nobody does that anymore. You know, nobody. And you know what? It's funny. I just thought of something. When we've gone on our walks, I've made a conscious effort. Like I was taught when I was a young guy by my dad. Walk down the street with pride, shoulders up, head back, look somebody straight in the eyes. How are you doing today? And it was funny. Nobody does that anymore. People are got their head down or they look away. And it was interesting with the people that we bumped into when we were walking. It was like certain amount of people went, oh, wow, somebody said hi to me. Certain amount of people wondered, why did they say hi to me? And some people couldn't make eye contact. But I think that if we get back to doing great things, like simple little things, and just be good people, you know, market great products like yours, like mine, and other ones. There's lots of others ones out there too. But I mean, you know, just love what you do, be involved in a great product, create a great following, and life is great.
And I just want to talk a little bit about the concept of paying for water. Now, I think, many people buy it anyways. I mean, the amount of little bottles of water that people are paying, which, as you said, is really just processed tap water. So first of all, like when people think, well, I can just get it for free from the tap. First of all, you're actually poisoning yourself, essentially, right? Because you're getting bad stuff in it, or the good stuff has been removed. And it's basically dead. So it's not even hydrating you. It's not even really doing anything of value for you. So if you almost think of this water as being more like medicine, I mean, I have to say, first of all, your customer service is phenomenal. Like it's never been a problem. Like to have the water delivered right to your door for the minimal cost that you charge for that is amazing. And, for the amount, like how much is it for an 18.9 liter jug?
Sure. So an 18 liter 5-gallon jug is $8. Delivered, it's $1.50 more per jug. We analyze all the time what everybody else is doing. Although in the same token, I don't have a competition, but it's good to know what everybody else is doing. The difference between having 4 jugs of my water weighing like 160 pounds to your door, okay? The difference between the real stuff and Plan B, okay, is only a difference of probably about $2 in the entire order. When you go to places like LA, spring water in a 5-gallon jug is $18. That's not counting the deposit, okay? Is because water is becoming so, like natural water is becoming so scarce. 1% of the world's water supply you can still drink right from the source. And our water, we can go there, we can drink it right from the well site. We don't have to do anything to it, but we do all the proper protocols. And it is, I don't know, it is, in the same token, what you touched on as well is that some people drink from the tap. That's okay. Our water is not for anybody, for everybody. I mean, some people can't afford it. I get it, okay? But our price is so low because our volume is so high. Okay. I have seen a lot of companies over the past little bit, I feel, have raised the price on their item or service because they could. What I didn't want to do is that I didn't want to affect my customer base, although I needed to recognize and identify the cost of everything is going up. It cost me close to $20,000 a month to tanker in the water. So can I do it for free? No, I can't. I mean, I've created a great product, I think great customer service, which is important. Make people feel that they're important when they call or when they come in or when we deliver the water. And I know that it all starts with you and me. It starts at the top and funnels down. If that's our passion, that's our belief, then we are drawn to people who are going to relay that message. And that's the rush. It's just not one guy that gives good service. We all do. We all have a great product and everybody kind of buys in. I don't have any turnover either. You don't have any turnover either because you've got people who are believers. And that's why I love your line so much, breathe and believe. I mean, I say it probably half a dozen times a day. I might take it over. Just kidding. It's always yours.
Well, and that's so important because I mean, I certainly know that I lead my company through my heart first. And you've made that clear to me, which is also why we've created such an amazing bond as friends together, because you lead from your heart and you really exemplify like the true leader that's here for the right reasons. And those are the people that I want to be connected to, because it's not that it's rare, but not necessarily really easy to find, those kinds of people that, are really here to serve the people and the planet in a positive way. And, you exemplify that, 1,000-fold. So I'm just so grateful to have you as a friend, to be able to indulge in your amazing healing water, and to, share this with my community and whomever might come across this, because all you got to do is try it once. And, how many times have you won taste contests?
We've won best tasting water in the world at an international competition three times in 10 years.
Wow.
We've won best packaging and design with our Jackson Springs glass-like look bottle, and with our private labeling designs, which are foil, textures, whatever. We've won that in 4 times as well. There was China twice, Ecuador, and Sweden. So we get a lot, and we've shipped water around the world. We shipped water to Saudi Arabia, India, Kuwait, Qatar, Korea, like all over the world. And what is becoming very common right now and is in regards to North American home-based products are starting to becoming, I think they're going to make a huge comeback versus importing other products because of the cost of shipping right now. Yeah. We have to pay attention to that. And sometimes there's that perception as because it's far away, it's got to be better. That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of really good products in Manitoba, from beers to wines to preserves to different things like Breeze Botanicals, for an example, all made with Jackson Springs, because all of those companies as well are trying to make their product a game changer. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, like in regards to taste and different foods and whatever, there's a lot of benefits of using natural water when you make coffee, for an example, or tea. The minerals really bring out the flavor. If you do some history on the history of bourbon, and you do the history on beers, a lot of the boutique beers are made with natural water. Again, for that same reason, the minerals bring out the best. So I kind of think they bring out the best in us as well.
Well, isn't that lovely? And I mean, absolutely. Like, how can you make a cup of coffee with, dead tap water and expect it to be even close to the flavor as, when you're using something that's alive, that has energy in it? It just, again, it brings forward all the other wonderful things. I don't drink coffee every day anymore, which I'm actually kind of proud to say, but, I grind my own organic coffee, and again, like the odd time, like maybe once a year that I would even try a different cup of coffee, it's always disappointing because I'm so used to the base, the water. I mean, of course the coffee matters, but the water is equally probably, if not more important in the flavor of the coffee, because it's the foundation of it. So, well, Chris, this has been fabulous information. I am so excited that you were able to take the time and share this with our community. If people want to reach out and check out where you're at and what you have to offer, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. Just go to our website, jacksonspringswater.com. You'll be able to see the 3 and 5 gallon that we deliver for home and office. You'll also be able to see the 1 liter bottles that we have locally. You'll see our 1 liter bottles that we send internationally, which, like the fancier ones, like this one, would go into fine dining restaurants throughout the world, spas and casinos, but also our private label division is really taking off. And I'm pretty excited about the future. Like you, we have our story of building. We've shared a lot of our mutual stories in regards to when we first start with our idea and concept. We were positive, we were passionate, and nobody else saw it but us. But here we are years later, when it's all come together, that's a rush, to be able to make it through to get to the point where people are as passionate about what they have to offer as we are.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you all for listening. Amazing information, amazing healing product. So check it out. You will not be disappointed. And all the information to connect with Chris will be listed below. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.